if they were looking at what TyLoo were doing, they're probably looking at this entire game and thinking, actually, this isn't going to be as bad as we maybe predicted. The extra bunk of money they want, the seeding they want there, look, they're laughing, they look pretty calm, comfortable. I don't think really there's going to be too much of a worry here for Renegades, but it is their game to lose, and that's where things have to change a little bit. They have to just keep the mentality strong and hold strong against it.
Absolutely. When you see a team like this TyLoo lineup struggling so hard to finish off maps. Tainted, though, in good spirits, having a banana, having a giggle, trying to get ready for this game. Perhaps trying to forget about the struggle they had to put up in order to get to this final. Now just trying to clear their minds and go up against this Australian squad with a clear head. But Renegades, definitely the favourite going into this. Captain Mo is going to have to do a lot if he wants his team to get that first seed coming out of this minor.
Now you said this, they're looking like they're in high spirits, getting rid of the games that they saw before, and that's key. They've got to forget about all of that struggle that they went through, because they wouldn't have wanted it to go to 3 maps. They ended up doing it, it was nearly lost for them. But looking at the veto here, so TyLoo, they banned out Cobble, Renegades got rid of Inferno, you don't want to play that against TyLoo. Picked up Cash, and so I was speaking to Gomez, you can see on your screen there, and he did say that like Renegades just they want to avoid Inferno at all costs at the moment, so that makes sense. Nuke could have even come into play there towards the end, but instead we're going to see Cash, Train, and Mirage, and now it's crazy to think that the third map could go down to Mirage. I'm guessing Renegades feel even more confident on that side of things. TyLoo feel more confident on that side of things, even though it went to overtime, just the fact that we know that they never play Nuke. Nuke just doesn't get seen.
Yeah. Luckily, do manage to avoid that, get the Mirage, but that Train pick as well from Renegades is one of their most played maps. In fact, they played it 9 times, but they have a negative win rate, only 45, but of course, they are playing against tougher opposition.
Yep.
You need to account that into effect, because of course, they're not just playing all solely in this Asian region. So an overall in this map view, I think it's pretty even. No big mistakes coming out. Like you said, Renegades removing Inferno, which is one of these Asian teams' favorites. Pretty much across the board. TyLoo, Flash, both big fans of Inferno. We've seen it played a lot in this minor. But it's going to come down to, like we said, Renegades just keeping their cool, letting that experience come into play. Knowing they have these players who've played the game for so long, being in every situation, being down, being up, know how to close out a game.
And now we'll look down the scores that we saw here from Renegades, right? So they started off against the Mongols. It was on cash. They won 16-6, very convincing. Then the game that we thought was going to be a lot closer than what we expected, they took on the other Australian team of Kings, and they won 16-2. Absolute dominance, but that was on Mirage. Yeah. And that's what was crazy, because we look at the map that we saw TyLoo play against them on it, and I say, maybe TyLoo did play really well on that Mirage game. They forced it and won it in overtime. But maybe Renegades just let things slip up a little bit there. Maybe they weren't feeling it at the time. And obviously seeing it coming to this veto again, obviously if it does get to a third map, which it might do, there's still good potential for that, then maybe Renegades have a little trick up their sleeve, or they haven't shown their full strength on it yet, that might put TyLoo into false comfort there.
Yeah, and of course, because Renegades went up into that upper bracket, they've been able to watch TyLoo play all day. They've been watching exactly what they're doing, what their tendencies are. Perhaps seeing a lot of what we've been seeing is over-pushing. As soon as someone gets a kill, we see people doing very aggressive moves and then just getting dropped where they don't need to. Maybe they should just need to get a kill, fall back. So that may be something that Renegades are going to prey on.
Now, the biggest team that Renegades have struggled against was Flash, who we were speaking about. We've seen before, and just got to say all credit and a big congratulations to Flash for just making this milestone a step forward. Nearly upset the balance. Maybe they can come back next time the major comes around and actually make things happen here, turn it around. I don't think they should go home and think like, oh, we failed, this isn't a good thing. I think they can definitely walk away with their heads held high, look at what they've got to work on, and really continue to just challenge teams like TyLoo and Renegades up in this region, because their game against Renegades yesterday was solid.
Absolutely. The only thing that's missing is that ability to close out the games. During that mid-game, we see some tremendous play from them. They can have dominating performances on halves, even comebacks. It's not like they're mentally broken from that, but for some reason there seems to be some sort of mental block at closing the game. Once you start into 13, maybe they're starting to get nervous. Oh, we don't want to slip away. It's slipped away so many times. Starts playing on their mind, and you can see how it gets to them. Individually, they start pushing alone. They won't go together. They'll stop trading. And also another thing we noticed, those force buys. People, apparently in the Asian scene, they don't like to play for draws. They're not a fan of overtime.
I don't know if it's a thing about like just respect and honor, or just like never give up, never back down kind of thing. But we looked at that game, we were saying it while we were watching it, and we were thinking, okay, so it's 14-14, but if they just play for the overtime now, then they save up the money and they got a good chance of going for it. Instead, they were like, nope, let's force up. And it's the other crazy force-ups we see is the ones where, like, they really haven't got too much money. They're just about buying AK, but it gets dropped to some, and then the rest of them go CZs, and you're like, okay, I can see what you're trying to do here, but you can't just rely on him every single time, especially when actually Attacker and K's put in the work.
Yeah, I think that is a big reason why they struggle to close out these games, because although a player like that can get you most of the way, he can do most of the work, he can't just expect him to finish the game single-handed. At least someone has to be there to hold his hand over the line. He can't just walk it in for you.
Yeah, it's not possible every single time. Like, you saw it in some of the games already. Like, it wasn't until someone started picking up the frags or Attacker did a big play that the rest of the team woke up, and it's like, you've got to actually look at this problem and think, no, you have to have something to fall back on, because they can't perform every single day. No player performs to the best of their ability every day. Something will always factor in, something will always come in and change it up. Now, we are just waiting for the players, guys. We're not just talking for fun across all of this.
I'm sure Twitch chat think we are. I'm sure they're saying it.
They love Sam Cam anyway, so...
Stupid casters, start game. We're trying.
We are waiting. Obviously, the players want to make sure everything's set up and ready. TyLoo, obviously, we're on the stage, so we've had to get Renegades on that side of things. Make sure everyone's, like we saw, TyLoo getting their food in them. Obviously, they've played one best of 3 already, 2-3 maps as well. Now we're going to the second one here. They want to make sure they're fully prepared. Now, obviously, for me, I look at this game prediction-wise, and I think 2-0 is the score we'll probably see here, especially after looking at that veto as well. But you can never count TyLoo out from grabbing a map. What are you thinking for it, Sam?
I think it's going to take a lot of this TyLoo squad. The problem is, when you go up against someone with Renegades, you really cannot forget to account in that experience. It really is huge when it comes to the top level of CS play, keeping your nerves and knowing how no game is really lost. As long as the economy is sort of there, you can always fight your way back, which we've seen a lot this tournament. But just holding your nerve towards that end, I think, is something that definitely just comes in with experience, playing against international teams as well. I'm going to have to give the edge to Renegades in this, but there could be a bit of a fight coming out from TyLoo.
And the thing is, starting on Cash as well, we saw TyLoo play Flash on Cash, and Flash on Cash.
Good one.
And just natural, just
Modern
comes
day
in.
Shakespeare.
Yeah. There you go. That's going to be my new role instead of casting. We're just going to go into Shakespeare. That's fine. But the problem I saw from TyLoo on that map was they just literally struggled with the whole holding thing. They had a good sight on A, but every time we saw literally Flash went every time to B, and that was it. Like, B was just their easy entry. That was their way they could claim up rounds. And that's what TyLoo have to fix, because Renegades, as soon as they noticed that, they won't give them the advantage that Flash did. They will just abuse that and destroy them.
That is the problem when you come up against a cohesive unit such as Renegades. A lot of these players have been playing together for a while, of course. Azza, JKS, Ustillo, all very familiar with each other, and are now joined by Nifty and Naf. Been in this roster for a while, they've definitely got a lot of experience together. The chemistry has been built, and Kassad, of course, in the background, that ex-Mouse Sports coach. Used to see him behind Nico in previous years, now behind this Australian lineup. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Now, you mentioned Nafly there, and then whole time throughout this event, he has just been going monstrous in situations against some of these very talented Asian players. He's been able to just dominate them, outwitting them in situations. He's been the true point man for Renegades and stepped up beyond belief. Like, he is just a great pickup for the team here.
Alongside Nifty as well, who we saw some tremendous play with that AWP in hand. The ex-COD player who's finally made the switch over to the greater game.
And this is the thing, for Nafly, this is like looking for the first big success under Renegades, to go through, take your first place, take the big C, take the extra money home, and make it happen here.
Yeah, for sure, not just pride at play anymore. There is money, there is seeding. And it looks like we are slowly making our way into game. Just one issue yet to be resolved. But I'm sure our beautiful admins are going to be all over it. Burns and Davis. Never miss a beat. Never miss a beat.
Now, you can see on your screen, Peacemaker, he's there, the coach talking to Bentet. And this whole situation, if you haven't heard this already, if you're just joining us for the grand final here, the whole situation with that is Peacemaker ends up talking to Bentet in English. He translates it all, and he gives it off to the other players. He speaks Mandarin, obviously an Indonesian player, but he speaks English as well. So Bondik's taking the information in from Peacemaker / Bentet, and then the rest of it is then translated through to the other players on the Chinese side of things. It's a bit crazy at times. I'm wondering what the in-game communication will be like. I'd love to hear their comms, but we are ready to start here on Cash. It's the first map here between TyLoo and Renegades for the grand final. One team will be walking away with the top seed and $30,000. The other team will go in second place and walk away with $15,000. Plenty to play for, lots on the line, and obviously they've already both got their qualifier spot.
There's some strong mid presence coming out in this pistol round from Renegades 2 boosted up, but Mo already with the entry on Nifty, just one taps as he walks into main, and suddenly the number advantage now in the hands of TyLoo, but they're going for this vent bush.
Ustillo leading the charge there, coming all the way through, does have the bomb in hand as well. DD is going to have to tap away. There's no smokes to give the T's any coverage, but they are on this site with no problems at all. But Bondic, he's going to come running round the damage, the headshots, it's all flying. Nafly gets 2, but that's all he's going to do as Bondic's there ready and prepared, and he is looking chuffed with that.
Yeah, headshots across the board from the TyLoo squad. Wonderful play with that USP, making sure to put that weapon into advantage, knowing that one-shot headshot against no head armor comes into play, and TyLoo do manage to take that pistol round. Renegades now on the back foot, just a small investment. Deagles across the board, no armor, no utility. Just going to try and drop a few guns, see if they can take anything into the next round.
Yeah, Renegades going for the Deagles, looking for the one tap. Somebody's actually going for a P90 here. I don't think we've seen this from him at all yet. He's looking to just spray him down, use the 50 bullets in that clip, make it happen. He starts with the first kill onto Nifty as well. AZR. Dropping the headshot with it, but does only find one. Bentet's on top of it to make it happen. Nafly's now trying to dodge this P90. And this is where the P90 is dangerous, because it's just so fast.
Yeah, I could hear that spray coming in, but it is going to be his death rattle as he is removed from the round. But Ustillo gets another one with his Deagle. Now just a 2-on-3, but Ustillo is dropped laid low with that grenade. Currently, the round is in the hands of TyLoo.
JKS, though, he's managed to pick himself up the P90. He still gets taken out of the equation. JKS just knows what's going on. He knows where to look for Mo. Nicely done. The one tap comes in, and this isn't an unwinnable situation. If he can take down the B player now, or he makes his way over to A or mid, or wherever he wants to go, he just has to take down one player and try to get a bomb plant, and we're in a really good situation. He's even got himself an M4.
Trying to get some sort of bait with that sound cue over towards Vent. Shoots it out, trying to see if he can get a rotation from TyLoo, but just yet, nothing being shown by Bentet or Didi. Still trying to corner him in over towards this mid position.
It's going to come down to the timing here as Bentet starts to realize, okay, I've left the site alone for just a little bit too much at the moment, so I might have to work on it. 15 seconds to go. JKS trying to make it happen. DD playing very far at the back here. Sprays it out and won't miss that at all. JKS maybe thought his luck was a little bit too good there and there was no one nearby. But a good attempt. Still a lot of damage done. TyLoo will have to rebuy weapons into that. So Renegades can be happy with what they achieved with the Deagles in hand.
Yeah, good damage but done there by Renegades. Meaning that TyLoo's economy will not be allowed to spiral out of control. You see there, lots of them forced to rebuy, just 50, 150 on a few of those players. Renegades now going to go for the full eco, allowing them to buy those AKs into the next round.
If we just go for a full A main push here, they're going very aggressive once again. Somebody already gets hit down. 53 health there. It will cause Renegades to run back through, and they're jumping through the flames. They're going to reposition themselves here. Get themselves boosted up. Go up high, see if they can gain some control here at mid. MongolZ, they're ready and waiting for him, though. Does get tagged down a little bit himself, but has no problem continuing to spray through it all.
Bentet from behind as well. Does get 2, and Bondit cleans up Naf. Meaning a flawless round from TyLoo, taking all these guns into this buy round. Wonder if any of them are going to opt to upgrade. Unlikely, as there is already 3 rifles. Bentet and Bondic probably happy to just keep this UMP in hand. Even if they lose the next round, of course, they have that buffer. Here we go, we do see that full buy from Renegades. Full utility, everyone having what they want. Just no AWP in the hands of Nifty just yet. Let's see what can be produced from this buy round.
Renegades starting to make their way into position. Dropping out the early grenade there. Trying to see if maybe anyone from TyLoo's pushing forward as DD finds the kill onto JKS. And that is a nice start for TyLoo. They've started off strong out the gates here. They're looking to continue this on. Somebody's even pushed all the way to that sunroom.
Good information gained by somebody as DD does manage to get the opener over towards mid. Another Renegades player over towards white box, not yet known by Mo, and he will be dropped by Ustillo, who was sneaking out in that position. Asia currently burning alive, but does manage to drop the smoke as Ustillo gets another one on a DD.
Yeah, Bentet doesn't seem to realize that there's actually someone still around into the door. He's just going to push through it. He's not going to see it. The Nafly might get caught off guard here. They're literally looking at each other. Luckily, AZR waits it out, doesn't decide to go through. Gives them the advantage pushing into this. And this round now starts to look better for Renegades as they begin to push onto this A bomb site. The flash goes out, they charge in. And it's up to somebody and Bondic to try and retake this site and get the diffusion. But Bondic, he's on very low health.
That bomb is currently still down. And is in the hands of somebody. He has seen it, so he'll be waiting here. On only 30 seconds left on the clock. Renegades are going to have to move quickly. Still, of course, a 3v1, so likely to win this round, but only 20 seconds on the clock as that boost goes out. Somebody could prove to be a nuisance.
Sprays down the first. He's heard the drop on the second. Going to put the molly down as well. If he can just stay alive now, they are going to rush into B. Boy, if he could stop them getting it, maybe just taking down AZR, they would have had a good chance.
Does just about have time. 1 second left on the clock. AZR gets the bomb down left in a 2v1. Somebody as well, low HP. Nafly still with an incendiary grenade in hand along with the smoke, so utility aplenty on this Renegade squad. A strong showing so far in this first buy round, but it's not all over yet.
That nade might do a little bit of damage, but it just narrowly misses him. Somebody still thinks he's got a chance of going for it. Doesn't actually have a kit to play with either. He's got to be careful, and Nafly on top of it makes it look easy. A good round there for Renegades. It was a bit back and forth, and at one point, TyLoo looked to be in complete control of it. But in the end, Renegades can clutch it out. That came right down to the wire, though. Maybe a little bit too slow from him.
Did get a little shaky there with that bomb drop down to mid. But thankfully, Renegades do manage to pull it out alongside that 3k from Ustillo. Meaning they do take that buy round, but TyLoo, with that extra buffer they gained from those first 3 rounds, will be able to buy back in. So this is going to be the crucial round now. This is what's going to dictate the rest of this economy.
Yeah, this is where Renegades can break them. Nifty pushing up high, the smoke goes over. There is one up close. It is somebody continuing his domination here. Only able to get one, but Bentet does manage to reply. Advantage once again for TyLoo as Mo over-aggressive at B. TyLoo trying to force all these positions, trying to catch Renegades off guard, but they're ready and waiting for it. It's evened it up, and now they can start to move towards the B bomb site a little bit more confidently, as it's only DD anywhere near, and he seems to be abandoning the site at this stage. What is going on?
Yeah, Bondic boosted up towards mid, trying to take some control of the map, but currently all 3 members of Renegades opting over towards this B side of the map, bomb in hand as well, and just one TyLoo member currently on the site.
Yeah, Bondic very much out in the open, but Renegades aren't close to him yet. He's got an idea of what might go on as he does hear it break. The incendiary grenade gets put on the floor. They're going to try and halt this rush as much as possible, as Renegades will just divert themselves away from it. And they're actually going to boost up through here. Bondic now may be in a really good position to do some serious damage here. He spots out one, finds the kill, gets himself the second. That's the bomb taken down. That is beautiful. Being boosted up on roof, paid perfectly for him. Bentet finds the final kill onto Nafly, and TyLoo pick up the 4th.
That very sneaky play catches Renegades off guard, meaning they will immediately be reset after winning that previous round. Good play from TyLoo there. That all-in plan of putting Bondic up on that boost and allowing one on each site pays off dividends. Here we go now. We do see the buy coming out from TyLoo. Renegades forced to save.
2 Deagles in play. 1P250 up on AZR. As TyLoo, they're looking strong. They've started off well. Much better than what they did against Flash. And maybe they were just holding back just a little bit. Maybe they were just saving some strength, getting themselves ready for a potential of 6 maps as the rush is going to come in towards BJKS. That's beautiful. Gets in the 1-tap. Mo's all alone now. He's got to be careful. They're pushing him from all angles as he overextends. And Nafly finds the kill. Renegades in a good chance here. Ustillo even taking out somebody. Guns are now being picked up. And this is dangerous. TyLoo falling apart straight after picking up a really huge round.
Papa Savage guides his boys onto that B site, and now bomb down. Bondik and B.O.O.T may be forced to save here. 5 versus 2, even with those rifles in hand, it's going to be such a difficult retake. But JKS misses the shot on a Bondik. He does dropping after getting that kill on Ustillo. Now B.O.O.T all alone. He's going to try and run away and keep this AK.
B.O.O.T's just trying to stay alive at this stage, but will be found, will lose his life, and the AK at hand, the UMP coming into play at the end there. A good round for Renegades. A timeout's going to come in from TyLoo, and we see this every single time here because Peacemaker doesn't want to allow it to get out of hand. He wants to stop it early on. He wants to make sure he can make it happen and talk to his best friend.
B.O.O.T giving Peacemaker a hand with his mic there as well, dropping it down so they can hear him. Nice guy, B.O.O.T. Here we go. We do see all the calls coming in from Peacemaker now. B.O.O.T will have to pass that along to his teammates. Still though, 2 rounds ahead. Nothing to get too worried about here, just the economy that is in tatters, not the game. As this pause time will expire. Renegades, of course, bringing in a full buy after winning that round. AWP now in the hand of Nifty as well, something we have yet to see. So let's see how he can perform with this AWP against this eco.
I wonder what it's like for Bondik at this stage. He just sits there, hears all this Mandarin being spoken, just points and shoots at what's being run in front of him, and then does what he's told.
Yeah, you'd have to assume that the calls are in English, right? Because imagine if
Can't be
Bondik's
that
playing,
hard, yeah. It can't be that. You got to hope. Now we see TyLoo having to opt for the pistols. It hasn't worked in their favor. They got reset by Renegades in a very stylish fashion. B.O.O.T's in a good spot behind the sandbags here. Depends if Renegades end up checking it. If he pops out now, though, Nifty's there with the AWP, and that's a good timing. Does find the kill, but he might get taken down here as somebody comes to back him up. Nafly loses his chances. Somebody with the AWP in hand looking to do further damage now. 3 versus 3. We've got the gun situation and the control with Renegades, but they've got to be careful at this stage. They've given up 2 big weapons already.
And more importantly, the bomb. The bomb is down in middle, and the CTs have full control of it. Somebody putting up on this boost spot as well, meaning he's going to be able to watch that rotate back. Now they just need to keep their eyes on highway.
This is the second time we've seen Renegades do this with the bomb. Gets caught off guard, gets put into a position where TyLoo have now managed to swarm them, and there's only already 40 seconds on the clock. AZR is going to come out here fast, doesn't manage to get the kill, but now he knows exactly where one of the TyLoo players is.
Flash does come out, trying to work their way over to mid. Still just a USP in hand for DD. Going to have to do a lot of work if he wants to defend this bomb. And not doable. The 3 remaining members of Renegades make it to the end of the round. 3 kills coming out of Ustillo, 2 from AZR, and they secure that eco round. Now going into another buy round from TyLoo.
Just some nice teamwork there towards the end from Renegades. Managed to make it happen, pushed their way in. Good communication, spotted out the players, but TyLoo, they did some damage. They can be happy with what they managed to achieve, but now this is the big round. We got a triple set of Famases, 2 M4s into play. Only 1 kit up on B.O.O.T. It's better than none that we kept seeing from Flash. A little bit of utility to work with. But Renegades are definitely, they've got the advantage here as somebody gets tagged up straight away from the AWP of Nifty. And he's looking to be careful now because he knows they might be pushing him.
Nice shot by Nifty, unfortunate not to take him down. But as you said, somebody left on low HP. All members of Renegades currently still alive. Ustillo up towards this boost spot. B.O.O.T does have his eyes on it. Does need to be careful if he wishes to peek over.
TyLoo playing the waiting game at the moment. They've got that middle control, but he's going to have to fall back as the mollies are being used to push him out of position. They come into the A bomb site. They're down 1 man, and Renegades, they know they don't need to push in at this stage. They can wait it out a little bit. It's TyLoo who are having to take the chances here because TyLoo need to grab some sort of an advantage. They're 1 man down. They haven't got any utility, and they definitely don't have the comparable weaponry.
Yeah, more careful play coming out from Renegades with the bomb this time in hand. Now here comes the A push. DD manages to land the entry, but shut up very fast by AZR. B.O.O.T with 3 though, clears out the site. Just JKS alive for Renegades.
The 1-man wrecking crew of B.O.O.T manages to make it happen. What can JKS do here? He's not going to look to truck again. He's got to be careful. Does get tagged up, hasn't been killed, finds the headshot onto Mo. But he knows B.O.T lurking around there somewhere. Somebody is very low as well. He's only got 16 health, but he still manages to come from behind. He's the one to do the damage. He's the one to get the kill. But that was a swift triple from B.O.T, and this is a man who can just change games around when it all looks lost.
Tainted single-handedly securing that round for TyLoo. Gives them that 2-round advantage. Renegades now in a slightly iffy spot. There is quite a lot of money on AZR and JKS. They could maybe squeeze out something, but more than likely going to opt for a singular eco, then buy up in the next.
Yeah, Renegades coming in with a tactical timeout. They don't want to let it slip away just yet. Maybe they've been a bit surprised by TyLoo, because we've seen TyLoo twice now on cash, and they haven't looked that good. This time around, they've come off, obviously very warmed up from their previous games, and just come out all guns blazing. And Renegades seem to be struggling, not massively, but just struggling to understand actually how this is happening to them.
We do see the buy come out from Renegades as well. As I said, a slightly iffy buy. 3 AKs, a CZ, and a Scout. Just that Scout challenging Mo's AWP, though, unlikely to go Nifty's way if they do come face to face.
Yeah, he's going to have to get the headshot. He's going to have to be fast with it as well. And that's exactly what doesn't happen, as Mo was ready and waiting for it. Opens up the round with the first kill. Does actually end up getting tagged up by the Scout, though, as it was picked up by Ustilla. They push him with the AKs, and this is a chance now for Renegades to make it happen. They're dancing around the flames at the moment. Nafly continues to walk through. Bondic, though, on top of it. He's got involved. He's picked up 2 kills himself. They're not sure, though, where Nafly is. He's actually managed to sneak around. He could catch him off guard here, as Bondic still looking for more. He's found 2. He's looking around. Nafly and JKS, the only guys left alive. Picks himself up a 3rd. JKS now all alone with that bomb in hand. No utility to work with. 1 minute on the clock. And he's probably thinking this happened all a little bit too fast there. Bondic able to do the power play.
Another big play from one of the non-Chinese members of this squad. Previously Bentet, now Bondic stepping up with a 3K into this round. Mr. Savage left all alone with the bomb over towards A main. But with all these TyLoo members shortly approaching onto him, I don't think he's going to last long.
He's still trying to do some damage towards A main. He seems to be thinking that he wants to go for this. There is an AWP of his fallen teammate. Sorry, it's a Scout, actually, not an AWP. There you go. There's the wrong one on that. But DD comes in anyway to close it out with a FAMAS. TyLoo, they still managed to make it work. They still push forward. And the crazy thing there is Renegades are the ones that took the timeout. Didn't do too much for them. They went in for the force. They spent all their money they had in the bank there. And now they're going to be on the back foot.
Likely taking that time just to discuss if they should buy and if they do what they will get. Unfortunately, that in and out buy does not work for them. Now a 3-round deficit left on a full eco, as we see rifles across the board for TyLoo.
We could just see a very explosive B rush here. We know TyLoo can play it very aggressively, but Renegade is showing no signs of stopping. Bentet's just picking up all the kills here. 1 nade comes in. Nafly, the only one left alive. Bondic finds him at middle, and just a very quick, clean round for TyLoo.
Good eco bumper up there for TyLoo. No members lost means they'll keep all that money. Slowly starting to stack up now as Renegades fall 4 rounds behind. Another buy round will come in from Renegades after that last save. Now is when you want to start winning rounds. When you start seeing the economy build up like this, it does get you a little scared that maybe if they start winning more, it's going to get out of control. So maybe Renegades will opt to switch it up here, maybe feeling the pressure a little.
This is the thing. We spoke about it before. Renegades were going into this game thinking, oh, it's not going to be too bad. We've seen what TyLoo were playing, how they were doing it. And actually, I feel like TyLoo maybe just at a point where they're hiding what they were doing in the game against Flash. Because this was not seen before.
Perhaps hiding some strategies for later in this tournament. Now in the grand final, if you're ever going to pull them out, now is the time. We see Mo over towards the squeak position, ready for AZR to burst out. Here comes the utility from Renegades. Drops the smoke though, just falls back, trying to cause a distraction for his teammates over towards that mid and B position.
Look to be going for that booster coming into middle again. They still have to be careful. Bondic's there ready and waiting at white box. Now again, Renegades are running the clock down, but they've got to be careful. We've seen them do this before. They get into tricky situations. They're dancing around here at middle. Bondic has got an idea of where to look, where to play. 2 players are there ready and waiting. The incendiary grenade goes down, but it's just a little bit further behind him, but it gives him the information he needs to fall back into the site and look for some backup.
AZR though does manage to land that shot onto Mo, which will prompt a push into the B bomb site, but currently there are 2 TyLoo members waiting for their arrival, both on default at the moment, as Azza gets another kill, 2 into the round now as the push comes in.
Tainted jumps up high, DD's found one, but nifty JKS making it happen, making it rain. Renegades pick up the kill, and that happened fast as soon as they swarmed onto that B bomb site.
Dominant round coming out from Renegades in that buy round will stop TyLoo building up any more of that money, be forced to spend some of it if they want to bring weaponry into this round, and that will also prompt a timeout from TyLoo.
Both teams using their timeouts here, trying to make sure that they do everything within their power to give themselves every inch that they can take here. Renegades currently trailing 7-4. But it's still early days as we're in the first half here. TyLoo, they started off strong, but then the cracks started to show. Renegades found a way. And now TyLoo know already they don't have that economy to play with. They don't have a great buy on their hands already. They've not had a chance really to get into it fully to have that complete dominance here. Mo, now on the AWP again, has to come up absolutely huge here and shut down Renegade's constant aggression towards that middle area, because that's how they're getting into these sites.
Absolutely, and another reset round for either team. Another crucial round going into the economy of this first half. Not a lot of money stacked up on either side, so important. Even if a win, they would like to save some weaponry.
This time around, Renegades looking towards the B bombs like Mo's there with his AWP. If that smoke starts to clear, or Ustilo's just maybe going to push through it. He takes a shot in the dark, isn't able to tag anyone, isn't able to do the Ks, as Mo does finally find one. He's still in there though. AZR's able to reply. DD only gets one. It's trading it out, but Renegades now have the B bomb site secure. They will go in to try and get the plant, as one of the players is somebody flies through vents, tries to come in and get some kills, and then he's thinking, wait a second, where are they? Where have they all gone? Well, actually, Renegades have decided to switch it up. They've run all the way around. They're coming over to this site, and Bondic, he's still there ready and waiting for him. Takes down the bomber, looks to get the second kill there. He's got to be careful. He's down on 22 health. 2 versus 2. Nade goes over. Nice bit of damage, but can't find the kill. AZR's on top of it.
Azza from the back, backing up his teammate, but he is also taken down by somebody now. JKS, low HP, going up against somebody. 2 flashes in hand to make his way onto the site and get the defuse.
This is a winnable situation here for somebody, but he has to go fast. He has to get the read on it, and the turnaround. JKS tried to spray it, couldn't find the head. The defuse will come in, and TyLoo take the round. But let's be honest, this is still going to be a difficult next round for TyLoo, because they only had 1 member saved, only 1 gun going through, and now they have to really make this happen on the next round. And this is not a good sign here. Look at him on Renegades. He's just absolutely distraught with that.
It was close to winning that round, but unfortunately not able to land the headshot now. With that money changing hands, luckily that bomb plant does mean Renegades aren't in such a tight spot as they previously would have been. But TyLoo forced to buy across everyone once again means they're going to be on low economy once more.
Yeah, despite TyLoo having 8 rounds, it's been close across the board here. And Renegades on their force-ups have been real pain in their side. Once again, we're seeing Deagles, CZs come out from Renegades. And they look to be moving towards the A bomb site. No one from TyLoo this time, though, pushing very aggressively in A main. And we've seen that most of the time. They've started off, thrown out the nade, gone and looked for the early peak. This time round, they're playing further back. They're playing the smart game as the smokes and flashes come out. TyLoo go to reposition himself. Bondic tries to spray through Nafly on the smoke, isn't able to do it. Bented only gets 1. This gives Renegades a really good chance to gain some actual movement here, get themselves in the bomb site. It does go down as well, and they've got a little bit of a weaponry here to work with on Ustilo.
Now they've got that bomb plant, pretty much all they hope for into this round. Anything else is just a bonus. Like you said, you still are up on this boost. Could prove to be fatal for this TyLoo squad, but unfortunately, late landing that shot means you'll be dropped by somebody. JKS gets 1, but Mo and somebody clean up the round. 2 kills apiece, get the defuse, and get it 9 rounds to TyLoo.
Very narrowly securing that round. And again, further damage done. The bomb's planted for Renegades, and also TyLoo only surviving with 2 members. This is not the way they want to be winning these rounds, especially when there's only pistols up for Renegades.
Another buy round now, though, will come out of Renegades AWP into the hands of Nifty. And as we've previously mentioned, money on TyLoo not looking ideal. But of course, just 2 rounds left of this half. This last fight will dictate who gets those final rounds. Renegades, of course, will be a lot happier with a 6 next to their name instead of that 4. And Nifty looking to be the difference maker with the AWP.
An aggressive push already coming out towards B from TyLoo. While Renegades look to be pushing into A. Nifty looking for an opening here. Probably expecting to see Captain Mo AWPing on the A site like he'd seen before. But this time around he's actually at B. TyLoo mixing it up. Bondic, he's heard something going on towards A main. Drops the incendiary down to make sure that actually he's not going to get pushed at this point. Somebody's up close to the door. Nafly's found himself too, just pushed all the way in. They went really, really aggressive on the B push, and now they've just given up the site.
Yeah, thanks for those picks by Nafly. That's going to prompt a full rotate from Renegades with that bomb over towards B. But the rotate is also called from TyLoo, putting that third member over towards B. But with Mo already falling means they're going to have the site full control now, giving the Renegades in this round.
At this stage, Bondic and somebody just need to go and save. I'd send somebody to go and pick up his fallen teammate's AWP and just turn around and get the hell out of there, because this is not a winnable situation. As somebody hits the floor, Bondic now just needs to desperately stay alive.
No easy feat, though, with 5 Renegades members going to be hunting him down. They also know that TyLoo will not have the strongest economy, knowing how little members have been surviving. So here we go, we do see the swarm of Renegades players trying to find Bondic, but so far undetected, managed to be a little sneaky over towards Z.
Yeah, he literally just missed them. He's now seen where they're going. Sprays down the first one, looks to make a second kill here. Don't get overconfident. And this is exactly what I was worried about. You should have saved that. You're going into the last round of the half, and you can't actually buy up fully into this.
No reason really to go back for that peak. Could have just fell off towards mid and taken that rifle into the next round. And now look at this economy for TyLoo going in the last round. Looking likely that Renegades will secure that 6th. Just some SMGs to be talked about alongside those upgraded pistols on the TyLoo squad.
Yeah, TyLoo, it's all started to fall apart for him here. Going into this round, the last round of the first half, with okay, it's a buy, but it's a very weak buy. Hardly any utility, only 1 kit, 3 pistols and 2 umps. It's just not really where you want to be at this stage, especially as you started so far ahead.
As doing what we've seen a lot from Renegades with his teammates, this mid-control push on this T side. Gives you a lot of map control early on because it's a pretty difficult angle for the CTs to hold. And here we go, Azza making his way up highway. Unable to land that shot, falls back.
Yeah, they now have an idea of where he'll be. Mo's trying to tap away with the deagle, but Renegades, they play it smart. They push out together. JKS finds the kill. Advantage now with Renegades as they're looking to bait out a few more of the TyLoo players. They're trying to work out exactly how much they've got to play with here. They know it's 1 pistol already, as somebody proves that all he needs is a pistol. He makes it happen there. Spray coming through and actually causing damage towards DD. Easy kills coming in. Renegades make it happen still. 3 versus 2. Bondic and somebody, the only guys that remain. The smoke's going to go out. Nifty's going to cross. The bomb will be planted on that B site. As both TyLoo players look to be coming from the same direction here. Somebody got the AK-47 to work with now. Bondic, 1 for him as well. The best chance they can have here as he does get traded out. Somebody now in a 1 versus 2 tries to come into this site. Does have a smoke to work with, but that's all he's got. And he's going to be pincered in from both angles. He's got to be careful of Nafly and Nifty, AWP and AK to deal with. Does shoot, managed to duck around, finds the kill onto the AWP, drops the smoke down, looks to come into the site. And which angle is he going to go at it with? Nafly spraying through, trying to make it happen, trying to get through a good situation here. This is a really smart play from somebody. Goes to sit on the bomb again. Oh my God, is this actually going to happen? He gets away with it. Somebody, really smart play there. Makes him waste all the bullets. Makes him think that he's actually sat on it. Bides his time, and TyLoo walk away with that 10-5.
Nicely played to secure that 10th round on the CT half for TyLoo. Renegades now only getting 5 rounds on team means they're going to have to put a lot of working on the CT side. But something we have seen from a lot of these Asian teams, James, is that they do struggle on this T side quite a lot.
Oh yes, time and time again, we've seen these Asian teams do really well on their CT side. We've seen 11 4s, we've seen 12 3s, and they've still thrown away games. Renegades, they don't seem to struggle with that side of things. They can come from deficits, they can win back rounds, Can they do it this time? Can they do it when it really matters here? Now, yes, it doesn't matter in terms of qualifying for the major qualifier, but it matters in $15,000 worth of money. First place getting 30,000, second place getting 15. Action is to be had. Renegades have got a tough mountain to climb, but can TyLoo hold strong now that they're over on the T side? So many times we see the Asian teams here fall apart when they come to their terrorist side, lacking the tactical side of things. But the game's about to begin, and Renegades will be back on the CT side now. TyLoo have got to make their mark here on cash now on the T side.
As you mentioned, James, we've regularly seen teams lose with a bigger deficit than this. 11-4 halves lost. So although there's already 5 rounds in the bag for TyLoo, definitely not all over yet as Renegades move over to their CT side. TyLoo is definitely weaker on this T side. Gonna have to pull out something we haven't quite seen yet.
And they go for this once again. We see it time and time again from TyLoo. Doesn't always work for them. They sometimes mess it up. This time around, they're not going to push into the B side. They're going to just see if they can get an advantage, see if they can catch any of the CTs off guard. But Renegades are playing it nice and defensively on that B bomb site.
As you expect from Renegades, the more experienced squad, not giving into any early pushes or anything yet. Just holding their positions, just waiting for TyLoo to run down the clock themselves.
Now we see everyone on Renegades except Nifty with armor to play with. As TyLoo get themselves ready at Squeaky Door, they open it and then end up blocking each other. What is that? Sam's lost it. That's it. That's just the best way to enter. Oh, man. Well, Renegades are going for that retake. We saw a similar style coming out from MVP. Can Renegades do the damage to gain them the round as Mo does fall? TyLoo, 4 versus 5 with the bomb down on this A site. Bentet, the only man to just do constant crazy plays here as he picks up another one. Absolutely demolish him. And Peacemaker, they're just smiling away like, yep, that was easy. That was the way you do it. Bentet makes it happen. How many replays do you reckon we can get of that door?
I think Bondic was having a bit of discussion. No, I was supposed to go first.
Yeah.
No, it was me. But luckily, all that heads banging together does not make TyLoo dizzy as they secure that pistol round now. A 6-round lead to TyLoo. And as we've already mentioned, a team that struggles on their T side, a strong start is always important when you have players like Bentet and Bondic who like to roll off of these confidence plays.
Now, very confident buy from TyLoo. 4 rifles, only Mo with the MAC-10. They're coming into middle. Nifty's got an idea of what's going on. He's heard it happen. He's been damaged down to 67 health, but he will fall back. He's going to get some help from his teammates. As DD starts off, finds the kill onto Azza. Now they push up, going towards A ramp. Ustillo with that deagle in hand, only manages to get one, but he's done a bit of damage, gives them a chance. Nifty unable to fight against Bondic as he comes through Squeaky Door. TyLoo continue to remain in a very good position here. Nafly with deagle in hand though, coming all the way round, seeing if we can make anything happen when it comes to the exit frag side of things.
TyLoo immediately shutting down that force buy from Renegades, not letting any shenanigans occur, just 1 member removed from the round. Nothing bad lost, of course. 3 rifles still in the hands of TyLoo. Naf hoping to get some exits. Maybe have a little thief of his rifle.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for here. And TyLoo, they did heavily buy into this. Somebody obviously lost the galol, as I like to call it. But will Mo go and find it and try and retrieve it to swap it out for the MAC-10? Because he actually hasn't managed to get any kills of it so far, so he's not going to see any money benefit from it. And I'm surprised to see TyLoo not try and build a bit of a bank here.
Are on the hunt for Naf, but does look like he's going to be safe over towards his white van position. He does make it in the next round, but only a deagle to be brought in alongside that armor. Of course, it's better than nothing, but Renegades will be forced to fully eco. Over on this TyLoo squad now, thankfully with those AK-47 surviving, that money will slowly start to stack and stack. And with just USPs in hand, going to be difficult for Renegades to challenge us.
Yeah, TyLoo opting to have somebody just on a CZ now. So now they will try and save up some of that money, especially as Mo hasn't been able to do too much. But look at this. 4 players in A, 3 pushing out towards middle. Bentep, somebody they picked up 1 apiece. They now know where Azar is as well. Nafly hasn't done anything with that Deagle, and he does fall as well. Only Ustillo left alive. As Mo's still running around with that Mag 10, just unable to do anything. They're not giving them the money, which is a good sign for Renegades. And then he finally gets one, the jump in.
Mo, mid-air, does manage to dispatch of Ustillo. Another strong round from TyLoo on this anti-eco, meaning they're not going to throw away a bunch of money unnecessarily. Going into this buy round, an AWP already in the hands of Nifty, rifles for everyone else. And of course, Nifty, Azza, and JKS, the trio we always look to perform, are going to have to go big into this buy round, and this map is slowly starting to slip away from them.
And Bentet's the one calling a timeout now for TyLoo. So they're going to bide themselves some time before going into this buy round that they'll be going up against Renegades with. Now, Renegades, they went 16-14, did win against Flash on cash. Now, TyLoo are giving them a hard time here. They're only 3 rounds away from closing this out. If they pick up this round here, the economy of Renegades is going to be destroyed, and then we could be almost looking at match point. This is a crazy start for TyLoo, and I think Renegades, they need to really step up another and put themselves into another level of a gear here.
This is the round that's going to be crucial. This is what I like to call the danger zone over in the Asian scene. Like we said, the round 13, the round 14 is usually where they start to falter.
Yep.
But if they win this round, they're going to break Renegade's economy once more, and looking very likely they take this first map.
This is the thing, we've seen it time and time again. Closing out the games isn't a strong point for some of these teams. Renegades, they've got a lot of work to be done, but we've seen them do it before. Can they do it here and now against TyLoo with Nifty up high in A main, trying to see over that smoke, give himself a chance as TyLoo again going towards middle for early control here. But Ustillo finds the first kill. Somebody just runs straight into it. The rest of them going towards B, and JKS in a very good spot. Manages to spray down 2 of them. Nearly gets the third, dropping Mo to 14 health. Bentet, how much can you do all alone? The AWP shot came in fast from Mo, but Renegades, they stand strong.
There we go. TyLoo on the highway to the danger zone. 13 rounds again where we see them falter. Hopefully, though, they can have another buy into this. No reason to worry just yet. Still, the economy is strong enough, but a double AWP setup now coming out on Renegades. I like to see this, switching it up, knowing that TyLoo, this is where they start to get scared. This is where they start to doubt themselves. Suddenly, 2 AWPs across the map could start to have TyLoo worried.
Yeah, Nifty and Nafly both with AWPs, obviously picking up 1 from Mo, so they haven't to buy into that. And then they've got a triple set of M4s to work with. Goodbye for them. Bentet's got to be careful as Nifty once again pokes out of A main, gives them a 1-man advantage. Nearly gets the second one on door there. Tags down Bondic to 21 health, and he has to run away to try and fight for another day. But they're already on the back foot here early on.
Nice opener from Nifty there. Does manage to fall back, keeping both those double AWPs in play. Now TyLoo floundering, wondering where to push, unsure of where that AWP is going to be positioned, as well as the one in Nafly's hands. Currently opting over towards this A side of the map.
Bondic got to be very careful as he gets sprayed down there, and the flames come in as well just to finish him off. Mo managing to get 1, but he's instantly on the back foot again, just with DD now in a 2 versus 4. He's got to be careful. Straight away DD goes down. Mo all alone now, stuck behind Forklift, and doesn't even get a chance to turn around as JKS will finish him off, and Renegades pick up the 7th.
This becomes worrisome now for TyLoo. Like I said, always this 13th round, that definitely their unlucky number once again. Renegades win the buy round, breaking TyLoo's economy. They're going to be forced to save, which will put them in a 13-8 position if it all goes as expected.
Yeah, this is where we start to get into a crazy situation here, because Renegades do have a chance to build a good bank of economy to play with. TyLoo only opting for Glocks, 1 Deagle up on Mo and a P250 on somebody. Nifty going towards middle with that AWP in hand, looking to gain some ground, looking to gain some control. The other AWP on Nafly held towards the very far away part of B, closest towards CT spawn, able to get a fast rotate in and just leave his teammate over on the B bomb site. And that's exactly what's happening. You watch Renegades move around, move the chess pieces around, just get prepared for what TyLoo might throw at them.
Still very passive play coming out from TyLoo, not dedicating themselves to anything just yet. Plenty of time on that clock. And knowing their full eco, nothing to be lost anyway. Maybe just trying to raise some doubts in Renegade's mind. Do you see the triple boost coming out mid? So perhaps opting for this mid to B play.
Nifty can hear what's going on as he takes the first shot. Looks for the second as well, but he's got to be careful. They continue to push him. He's backed up by his teammate there, and beautifully done by Renegades, keeping 5 alive, backing each other up, holding strong, and dealing with the aggression that TyLoo threw at them at mid.
Very well dealt with by Renegades. Means they will keep all those rifles in hand. Double AWP seb as well. Naf happy to take that into this 22nd round. Just a 5-round lead now for TyLoo as it's starting to slip further and further away from this Asian team.
AKs across the board. TyLoo, they've got to try and pick something up here. They've got to be able to fire back. But dealing with the AWPs of Nifty and Nafly is always going to be a difficult thing, because Nifty will be held back just for a little while. The flames are down. Nafly's found the double towards B, and he's taken down Bentet and Didi.
Here we go. We see TyLoo floundering once again, getting too scared, standing behind each other, gives away 2 unnecessary kills to Nafly's AWP.
Now Renegades in complete control. I'm sure this is definitely boosting their spirits as well. They'll be highly motivated as Mo comes out and can do absolutely nothing. Bondik indoor, they're always looking for him here because he constantly goes there. It's like every single round, TyLoo just doing the predictable stuff. And Renegades are like, oh, I know where he'll be. Let's just take a potluck. Let's take a shot. Let's see what we can make happen.
Perhaps the experience of this Australian squad coming into play now. Keeping their nerve despite that early differential. Bringing it closer and closer as we see TyLoo making more and more mistakes the further into this round, this game we get.
Bondik trying to see what he can do, tapping away there, but Nifty's on the hunt. He knows where he is, and he wants to find the kill. Ooh, and just narrowly avoids death there, and they still seem keen to try and go for this. Coming towards A main, they believe they might be able to break Renegade's hold. They're coming out slowly, and Astillo just comes in very easily, sprays them down. 2 swift kills, and we're now looking at 13-9.
Yeah, even though the rounds are, of course, in TyLoo's hands, this game looking very much like it's in control of Renegades. Another eco is going to be forced to come out of TyLoo as well, as they call another tactical timeout.
Their last tactical timeout as well. They've used it all already. They've got to make this one work. They've got to bring in the power of Peacemaker to change things up here and change the flow of this game, because currently Renegades, they're just getting themselves ready. We spoke about it during and before the break. The TyLoo struggle when it comes to the T side, and we're seeing exactly that happen again. Renegades seem back in control.
So far, just the 3 rounds on the board, and of course TyLoo did take that pistol initially. So really nothing coming out of them so far in these buy rounds. Again, we're going to have to see the CZs, the upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor across the TyLoo squad. See what they can do in the next buy round.
CZs, P250s, Deagles to work with. JKS again pushing out behind the box. He did a lot of damage there last time. He's avoided the Molotov so far. Some damage has already been done. They walk straight into it. He sprays them out. Only manages to find 2, but he's done his job. He's done the damage as Nafly comfortably walks in. Went to pull out a knife as well. Maybe a little bit overconfident there, but Nifty is able to pick up the pieces, and Azar finds the last kill onto Bondik. 13-10.
Strong finish from Renegades despite that slight confusion over in the smoke. They are also able to save that AWP, which will be thrown back to NAF, so no real big investment loss in here. We can see the economy building up over 10k for most of these players going into this buy round. TyLoo finally able to bring some firepower now, but just 3 rounds behind are this Australian lineup.
They've managed to claw their way back into it, but TyLoo, I think, just need to stop running that same setup. Every time Bondik goes towards doors, Renegades are ready for it, and they always just drop an infantry down, keep him at bay for a while, spray down through the wall as well. They just challenge him every single time. Even Nifty now just takes a shot. He's He's happy to go for it, happy to try it, as somebody walks out thinking the flash might have actually worked on the orb, but Nifty holding up strong, tags up DD. Yustilo's there to back him up, and once again, TyLoo are being absolutely destroyed. Nifty coming up top, coming up with the big kills, and only Bentet left alive. Finds one, looks for the second there as well, but how much more can he actually do? He's going for the third, but he has to get the reload, and Nafly finishes him off.
Yeah, Renegades managed to close out that round, keeping both the AWPs in place, or at least what they did lose was just the rifles. And again, a consistent performance coming out from Nifty over in that A site. A nasty little flick onto that boosted member. Now just 2 rounds away, and look at this economy. It just keeps going further and further away from TyLoo.
Now Renegades, when we saw them before coming into the second half, they looked a little bit unsettled. They didn't look too happy. We just saw them on screen then, starting to see some smiles. They're looking like they're getting back into the game, and rightly so, as they picked up multiple rounds in a row, brought it to 13-11, and they've got a good chance now of kind of pushing TyLoo around, because everything they're trying isn't working. But I am getting a very, very bored of seeing this setup come out from TyLoo. It's not been working. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. Yustilo's in a really good spot here to catch him until that smoke went down, but he's in a good spot that won't be checked by the looks of it, because Bentet, he's just coming in to do his normal A execute and then try pushing to the side.
Nice little off angle from Yustilo, boosted up on top of Squeaky Door, trying to catch someone off guard, but Bondic does manage to kill him from Squeaky. Nifty responds, and now a 4v4 with TyLoo, bomb in hand, heading over towards A.
Bentet does actually open up into this site, give his team the advantage to try and push in. They've still got to deal with Nifty and JKS, and that's not an easy thing to do. JKS sprays down one, DD replies, but Nifty, once again, beautiful AWP play, makes it happen, shuts down TyLoo's rush. 2 players left alive, 4 kills for him. Renegades still in full control, and lots of money for them to rebuy with.
And Nifty not even far ahead of his teammates in kills, but always so consistent on that A site with the AWP, consistently shutting down these pushes from TyLoo, and again forces them onto Eco after getting 4 kills with that AWP. Dominating performance from Renegades on this CT half.
See, Bentet, he's up at 27 kills for TyLoo, but the problem is, when he's on his T side, he doesn't seem confident actually opening up the site. He wants someone else to get that first kills, and then he'll try and push in off the back of it, and that's when he can do some serious damage. But that's not what they need, because TyLoo are really lacking that person to push in and have that confidence to battle back against Renegades at this stage. Maybe Bondic needs to step up and do it rather than hanging around door every single round. As again, we're on pistols, TyLoo are coming onto A, they're trying to push their way in, and Bondic, there we go, that's the opening, the quick flick, finds himself another kill there. DD will manage to get another one on the board as well. They've got themselves 2 M4s. They need to try and get this plant down as well, because TyLoo need the money.
Yustilo does well though, manages to get 3 kills to even out the numbers after Renegades were looking like they were going to lose this round. Naf as well with the AWP lands onto DD, and Nifty takes down Bentet. The closest TyLoo have been in a while, a 1v1 just about for a few seconds, and now the round's tied up 13-13. TyLoo stuck on that 13 once again, something that's also similar to seeing. And look at this money again on Renegades, stacking up like Christmas presents on Christmas Day. And TyLoo, again, another full buy we get to see. Can they break this curse now?
Now, we saw it on that pistol round. Bondic was a good entry. Can he do it with the AK-47 in hand? Nope, he's going to go towards door. Maybe he will try entry from there, but that's what I want to see. I want to see that play where you just confidently push through and try and absolutely upset what Renegades are doing on their A hold here. As somebody's gone up high, but he's instantly legged and taken to 17 health.
Nifty again chiming in with that AWP, at least getting damage down. Here comes the onslaught now of TyLoo players up highway and up through A main.
Azza comes in with the first one, stops the rush coming in. Utilo holding strong, but Bondic able to do the reply. Mo's on top of it. Nifty takes him down though. 3 versus 2. It's not working out in Renegade's favor just yet. Nafly, JKS come up with the final 2 kills. The 14th round on the board, and they've managed to do what TyLoo haven't in so many rounds.
Once again, Renegades keep their hands on both of those AWPs. This economy is looking ridiculously strong. You'd like to see a drop actually going over JKS, but he does spend his own money. Not so much about sharing our Naf and Nifty. Like to keep their own money.
Sharing is caring, lads. Sharing is caring. But when it comes down to Renegades, they don't matter, because they're just saying, we're going to win this out anyway. We're going to comfortably take cash. We're on CT side now, and TyLoo don't have a foggiest of what they're doing on the T side.
Another buy round comes out of TyLoo. Low utility though, alongside these 5 AKs. Uncharacteristic miss from Nifty off the bat, but does drop the incendiary to stop them pushing through vents.
Yeah, Nifty's got to be careful not to go too over-aggressive here. Don't give him a chance to take you down as Mo eats a lot of damage there as b0ndik runs through main, finds the kill, grabs himself an AWP, and he's on the hunt for Nafly. He's looking for Nafly to poke out here. Somebody runs up high, but he's blinded, and Ustilo and Azar, tag team duo on that A bomb site, managed to find 2 kills apiece and put the advantage back into their hands. And TyLoo once again now looking down the barrel of a very empty gun here because it's just such a dire situation to be in. Every time you have a chance, Renegades are ready and waiting for you.
Azza, though, does miss that opportunity onto Mo, which will tie up the numbers and the rifles, an AWP in either hand. AKs and M4s respectively in their teammates. And the bomb's still in hands of Mo.
Mo, bomb in hands, looking to be going towards the A site. Bentet's there towards A main. b0ndik is still looking to be this nuisance at middle towards CT spawn. He's managed to get into the CT's lines. And he's trying to make sure that he can cut off the rotate, potentially pick up a kill, give his team a fighting chance. Only Ustilo up on the A site. He's playing directly in the middle of the A site as well. Mo and Bentet have got to be able to find him here. He pokes out, he's got the information. Now the rotate's going to come through, and they're just going to absolutely avoid b0ndik, who might not actually be aware of this as Ustilo finds the first frag, looks to do the damage, but JKS is there to back him up. b0ndik now all alone, stuck between a rock and a hard place. The time is completely going down. Renegades do pick up that 15th round. b0ndik somehow just managing to stay alive, but this is not looking good. 1 round remains. There's not much money up on TyLoo. It's going to be a weak goodbye here, and this could be it for cash.
Yeah, Renegades showing their mental fortitude here after losing those 3 rounds at the start of this game. Just winning the rest on the trot. Now, match point Renegades in this first map. b0ndik does manage to save that AWP into this. Will take it into the round as well. Again, we see that double AWP setup though coming out of Renegades.
Yeah, Renegades have been running this double AWP setup so well as Nifty picks up the first kill. b0ndik's now trying to come up and challenge it, and he does manage to get it. That's a huge kill for TyLoo. Can they work any magic from here?
Finally open up this round. Now a 4v4. At least one of those AWPs are dropped, so they've got a little less to worry about. But still, one in the hands of Nafly can hold those longer angles. And the weaponry advantage definitely in the hands of Renegades. As you can see, a Galil and a UMP currently on TyLoo. Limited utility as well.
Now TyLoo stacked towards B and some room. They're going to get the flashes, smokes and grenades and molotovs, everything they've got to try and push into this B side. But they're going to be running back into another AWP. This time it's going to be Nafly there. And now TyLoo haven't pushed to this B site too much. But Renegades, they look to be holding this strong, both on the site. They don't want to seem to let TyLoo in whatsoever. The smokes are going to go down. And now let's see how they're going to be able to hold it. The sprays are coming out, trying to pre-fire the angles. JKS looking for a chance, but someone, it's DD, comes from the side of him. Bentet takes down Azza, and this is not looking good. Renegades maybe too defensive at this stage because they saw absolutely nothing happen. How was that even possible? As now we've got 4 alive for TyLoo, and Usilo's just going to save.
Just miscommunication over on that B site. One of the angles was not watched, allowing a TyLoo member to push headshot and get both those kills. So this round will go to TyLoo. The last round now, 15-14. Renegades will of course have money thanks for that huge economy they have built up. But now putting it in a much more difficult position, suddenly teetering on the edge of OT. And importantly, TyLoo are managing to save all these weapons. If they had lost more members, it would have been dire because they do not have a strong economy. But bringing 4 rifles in, going to give them plenty of money going in this last and vital round.
TyLoo managed to make it work. b0ndik, obviously, he came out with that huge kill taking down Nifty. Now, that was a big play, but the error really relies on Nafly and JKS on that B bomb site because they just allowed him to walk in, and I thought, okay, let's put up a normal defense. But then they just didn't even move from it. They just allowed him to walk all the way in and just destroy him. Even from the side, JKS didn't have a chance to react.
Buys coming through. JKS is unfortunately left on a UMP. Oh no, there is an M4. Okay, just an extra UMP. You never know. You never know what you want.
You might run back into spawn, someone chase you down, just pick it up. Oh,
exactly. Oh, Mo almost landing with that wall bang, but narrowly misses. Could have been a huge opener for TyLoo, but just yet, still 5v5, no damage transferred.
Now, the key thing here is TyLoo shouldn't play scared. They almost played on that last round as like, okay, let's just go all in, push into this B, let's see what happens, because they hadn't been going B too much. But now I don't want them to fall into that same problem as what we've been seeing, just coming into A and just getting absolutely destroyed by running the same setup over and over again that Renegades have had no problem dealing with.
Something that has to come into question is Renegades will be a lot more used to this position than TyLoo. Obviously, the more experienced team used to these very close games. And TyLoo going to have to keep their nerves now if they want to get this overtime. 15-14 currently in the hands of Renegades. An equal by, of course, that AWP in the hands of Mo. But still all to play for now in this first map.
A lot of utility being spent here towards middle for absolutely nothing. They are gaining control of middle. They force Ustilo back, but they haven't done any damage to Renegades, and they haven't really baited out much utility from them either.
And no rotation coming in just yet, as a Renegades member now does finally join Nifty on that B site. Here comes the push from TyLoo.
Nifty wasn't able to get the first one. JKS there to reply. Mo able to get the shot there. Could we be going to overtime here? Renegades are going to be hoping not. Ustilo has a good chance to do something here. Mo's looking to come in with the AWP and finds the kill. He goes for it. Isn't looking to get the plant down just yet. Does finally do it in the end, but plays it smart by actually going for the kill. Didn't want to rush in and waste his time for it. Now they've got a one-man advantage here. Renegades have got to mount up an assault, but they are very low on utility to push in here. The flashes come out, and now they have to go. Azar runs straight into somebody. JK's able to reply. They're fighting one by one. Nafly in a 2 versus 1. Bondik goes down, and now in a 1v1. Nafly tags him up through the box. Could this happen here? He continues to shoot through. Nafly makes it work. Absolutely amazing from him. He saves the day for Renegades, and it goes 16-14 as he picks up a triple to close out Cash.
Get that man a cape, because he is a superhero, somehow pulling out that round from nowhere. You thought it was all over there when that push came in with the AWP. Retaking with an AWP is notoriously difficult, but somehow he manages to get Renegades that 16th round.